Well, look at that. We're just in time. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Hi, Angela. Hi, Diane. We're going to do something super scrap busty today and fun. And we did. We made it just in time. That was awesome. I got my new favorite salted caramel iced coffee. I made it. It's awesome. I got my new favorite salted caramel ice. There we go. You got it? Okay.
That was good. Gee.
That tells us how big the lag is, I guess, between Facebook and StreamYard, huh? Do you guys see this? I didn't get to tell you about this, did I, Lisa?
They're beautiful.
This is I told you my friend Cheryl over at the Torn Page on Etsy was creating a kit just for us. And she has amazing digitals and they're so affordable. It's nice to have somebody go and like curate all that stuff that can be used, like that's open domain and all that. So I printed off most of the pages because she sent me a preview, and this is going to be for TextureJunkies and friends. And look how amazing. Oh, and they're all gorgeous. These ones are my favorite. And it's all, goddesses. Look at these. These are my favorite right here. Isn't that amazing? It's so cool. Hi, Diane. I love these because you could add other heads to them. I just think that is super cool. And this is just a crappy printer right here.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie. Eddie, I am throwing a challenge out to Eddie today. Right now I'm sharing these digitals that my friend Cheryl over at the Torn Page on Etsy created for TextureJunkies. And they're going to be free for anybody that participates in any of the projects as a special treat. These will be emailed to you, and there's so many pages. So many pages. Wait, I gotta go from this way. And this isn't even all of them. So anybody that wants to do sort of any TextureJunkies inspired project and tag me, you're gonna get these as a special treat. And that'll be the deadline was the 15th. So I'm sure you could do it after that, and I'd be fine with it too. Because these are just for us, and I think that's so special. You should go check out our shop, though, if you have a chance. So today, we're going to do something so fun. Are you ready? Did you get your scraps out, Lisa?
I've got my scraps out.
You got your scraps? Okay. So today, we are going to make rip strips, and I use these all the time. Rip strips are, and I have different rings here for different things, like these ones are mostly done, and they have some focal points on them, like those. But the point is you can use them whole, or you can rip off, hence rip strips. Say I wanted to use this piece right here. I just rip it off, and then I use that in a collage or a junk journal, or they make bookmarks, belly bands, tags. You can use them for little tiny book covers. You can make little dangles with them. That's another tag made from a rip strip. I mean, the possibilities are really endless. They can be little teeny tiny tags and tucks, and they're just a really great way to use up your scraps. So that is the plan today. And then what I do, I take, where did my bin go? There it is. I take, I've got so much crap around me, a container, and I start throwing these strips in, and they are offcuts from projects, when you cut off the edges, or anything that is in a strip shape. I just added that one, but they can be long, they can be, anywhere from an inch to, I'd say 2 or 3 inches if you want. But the point is to make them ahead of time so you have most of the work done, and then you can just add a focal point or rip off a piece that you want for a project. So the hashtag on this is rip strips, not strip strips. Rip strips. So this is a good way to use any. I have some new stamps today, and I have a new stencil. It's a really good way to get, ink on those things for the first time, or try out a new medium, or try out, like you say, you got some new watercolors and you want to try them out, or some new inks, maybe embossing with a new stamp, or also stamps, or you find something small in a magazine. Perfect for this. New washi tape. This is all washi tape and like handmade papers. It's just a great way to use up those scraps. And there's one other reason I need to do this today, and I'm going to tell you about it. I do this terrible thing, and I've had all these big projects I've done lately, and my room is imploding around me. I really need to get it organized. But I do this thing where I take all these bags and I'll put the things I want to use in a project I'm working on and stuff them in a bag so I can take them up and down the stairs. And I end up with all these containers full that I need to sort out. And they're all stacked up right now from several projects. So I'm trying to sort through and get things put back where they belong. And I want to use those smallest bits that I have to create some rip strips. And then I'll add embellishments. So does that make sense, Miss Lisa?
It does.
All right. So rip strips are generally something that is flat, unless it's like a surface like maybe embossed, or of course you can make them with fabric. If you want to make tiny little, I have one like this. If you want to make them like little labels where they're all like separate, you find, see all the cereal boxes and stamps, and I mean, I do have some textured ones in here. So, these were on a rip strip, and I wanted the center piece. So I made these little clusters all the way down. Now you can treat them as a whole, or you can treat them as individual pieces and just put them on different rings so you know where to look. And they're just really fun and a great way to use up those bits, I think, at least. I've got them all upside down here. See, isn't that fun? They're, I mean, you can add whatever to them. It's just great. So you need rings. You need those scraps. And let's do some experimenting. Are you ready, Lisa? Is Paula here? Hey, Julie, how are you? Paula doesn't make it because it's too, it's the middle of the night for her, technically.
No.
Technically. So what I have on my desk here, I pulled out a selection of stamps, and I have a couple new ones here that I want to play with that I just hadn't yet. And I've got some other little ones, some words that I can make some little word pieces. And this is a great way to store them because they're all in one place, and you know where to go to get it. And it's not like a box full of little bits you got to sort through. I keep this on my desk, and it's for like little special strips, little skinny things, left over from projects. So that's something I might dig into. I also put other little things in here, but generally it's strips. I have some rip strips that I want to work on here from my box. I've got other little fun scraps because I've just been sorting through stuff. And I've got some special things in a bin over here that I want to use. So let's make one of these, shall we? You ready? Let me, when I finish a project, I probably try to put everything away. All scraps used, masterboards, snippet rolls. I hate scrap boxes, now rip strips. Yeah, they're so good for this. They really are. And I've made these before, you guys. You can do rip strips in any style you want, in any way you want. So let's make a couple different kinds, and I will show you what I mean. I'm going to go solid screen here. Lisa, show us what you pulled out real quick there. Hey, Mary Ellen, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, this is really such a good way to use up those scraps from a project. I hate all the little bins of scraps too, but I end up with extra ones because I'm like, oh, that goes and that goes and that goes, and I put them all in a basket thinking, okay, this for this journal, right? Speaking of which, I do have one I just finished. Lisa, can you hear me? Do you hear me, Lisa? Lisa? Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to go single screen. This is one of the things I just finished. I need to do a flip through. Yeah, we can't hear you, Lisa. We were having sound issues before we came on today. I'll let her figure that out. I'm going to go single screen and I'm going to do a couple things here. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to pull this out because I'm going to get messy first. I'm going to have some things drying. So what I want to do here is take one of these really plain ones here. They're not very big. Maybe I should find a wider one. What do you guys think? So I'm really doing it here. One that's a little bit wider. I want it to be really plain because I have a plan. This is a great time to experiment and really try new things. I want a plain one. A little bit wider. We can do it. This is a great way to use, I'm going to use that one, your scrapbook paper. Great way to do it. And it doesn't have to be chipboard. It can be thin paper because the more you add to it, the more obviously it's the thicker it's going to get to use in a project. You can always glue it down too to chipboard if you decide to use it and want it thicker. So, okay, let's use these. So first of all, I'm going to wait to punch the hole. What I want to do is some tissue paper here. And then I'm going to spray it, I think. I want to do some crumply tissue paper. Tea bags. Let's see. I've got this gold stuff. Let's see. Let's do some of this. And letting Lisa work out her sound there. Let's do a really nice and grungy one. I've got some book pages here. Okay, so I'm going to start with these guys right here. And we'll do both at the same time. So I'm going to get my glue stick, first of all. And it's good to start with a glue stick, and then you can do any extra little gluing around the edges later. So I'm going to, well, first of all, let's rip some of these up. Now, you don't have to rip everything on a rip strip. It's just the intended purpose is to be able to tear them off. All right, we've got little bits. So let's get some of those on there. I'm just going to like gob it on because I have a plan for the rest. This one right here.
I'm tearing my bits.
Okay, I can hear you now, by the way. Yay, I can hear you. All right.
What you don't know is me and technology are not friends all the time.
I'm not either, but I mean, I've done it long enough to know a few things to troubleshoot, but not very many. We get by. I'm using my creative brain more. So I've got this old wrapping paper that I really like. It's got little gold stars on it. So I'm going to rip some unusual shapes. Some longer sort of triangular kind of shapes here. Oh, I guess I got to do that one too. There's a reason to do them both at the same time. You can
I love you
compare
too.
and
I'm gonna try to
experiment.
get home.
All right,
Okay.
there.
Hey.
Are you talking to me?
Zoe says she loves you.
Oh,
They're getting ready to go out for a girls' night, so
oh, that's awesome. Hey,
her
Zoe.
sister, and a lot of friends. They went a few weeks ago, and somebody had paid for a very nice table, and
Bottle
it was supposed
service.
to come with, some real high end
Ooh, yeah.
services that it didn't have. The person told them, says, "Well, I'm not doing that." Well, she told the wrong person that, so needless to say, things got a little interesting after they left. So they are going down there, and it's being comped tonight.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, yeah, it is, especially when they didn't do the services the first time. It's
Yeah.
my goddaughter. She told him, she says, "Oh, this is not right. This is not the way it was the last time we had this particular
Oh, it was the
package."
employee that said I'm not doing that?
Hmm?
Was it the employee that said I'm not doing
Yeah,
that?
it was an employee that
Gosh.
probably don't have a job anymore, unfortunately. But
Oh my
on
God.
Monday, she wrote a letter to the manager and said, "I just want to know if there's anything you want to do about this before I send this, post this, before me and my special friends post this on social media."
Yeah,
So,
that'll get you a free service right there.
well, he said, "Please do not submit any of this." I mean, it was disastrous. So,
Wow.
all right, I've got my first one done.
Okay.
It's
So
it's got overhang now, but I'll trim it when it's done.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too. So what I want to do now is take some of this tissue paper, and it's nice tissue paper. I love this paper. How's everybody doing out there? Is anybody else making with us today? And Eddie, how you been? We had a play date this week. We had so much fun. I had fun, at least. So I want to do a little bit of crumbling. I'm gonna do that just a little, so it has something to grab when I spray it. Because I think I'm either gonna ink it or spray it, and maybe I'll do one of each. I'm just kind of tapping it down so I get some of that texture on there. And then I can fill in the rest with ink or whatever it is, anything that doesn't get covered. That's why I chose a plain one. This is a great way to experiment with different backgrounds that maybe you hadn't thought of, or to say, what if,
I think you should do, maybe we should have a special time where we do strips and strippers.
Strips and strippers?
Strips with strippers.
I mean, you mean like using them, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Whatever you were thinking might be something different. Not what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just checking.
I was thinking strippers, like,
Yeah.
Our stencil strippers.
Yeah. I do have some of those out. I pulled out a few select stencils and a few select stamps just with this in mind. Things that had like small patterns, so that it makes sense if I cut it down or whatever, or it shows. Kind of crumple it up there. And I'm not worried about covering all of it because I chose white. Just trying to find the best way to get on there.
Hi, Darcy.
Hey, Darcy. I'm so glad you made it. You're still in bed, Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Okay, So this one's going to get a little bit of this all crumpled up just to add that little bit of texture so the ink catches on it, or the spray, whatever I'm going to do. Like I said, start with a glue stick and then you give yourself a chance to glue down some little bits. I mean, when you go to use it, if you rip it off, generally there's going to be a corner somewhere that you're going to want to, you know, touch up. Or if you use it whole, I mean, you can do some with fabric. But these are basically flatter shapes that I'm doing today. You can make entire cluster strips this way, you know, separate, or labels. I do have a sticker that or a stamp that I'd like to use and make some more because I keep using them up. Okay, so I've got those all covered. Now I'm going to do some trimming before a little bit more right there, before I do the medium on them. How about right there? Tap, 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 tap. There we go. So you may look at them as a whole piece or think about little moments in there that might be cool. All right, trimming it up. There we go. This is kind of like snippet rolls, but it's done in strips and they're a little stiffer generally because they're not rolled around something. There's one. This is a piece of cardboard from packaging, which is a great thing to use for this, by the way. Am I missing anything there? Darcy's back. We're so glad. I'm excited that you're here, Darcy. Maybe you would like to make some rip strips too as a challenge. This is a challenge for Eddie. He knew it was coming though, guys. Okay, so I've got those little pieces off there. That's fine. Now I'm going to choose a stencil, I think, first. And we're going to go a little crazy here. So I'm going to do, let's see, I want two different ones here. I'm going to use my favorite, my current favorite, because I go through phases.
Hi, Ann.
Rhonda stencil there. Did I miss saying hello to someone? Oh, Darcy, are you going to do some of these too? And then maybe just, my new one. I'll use that. This is just one that I got from, you know where. Because my other diamond one is a little worn out. So I'm going to, which one am I spraying? Let's do ink on this one. I'm going to choose a color that I use, obviously, and maybe go with some rust, and I want green. Like that. Use oxide. So maybe green, just to be crazy, or coffee. How about those two? Because then I think I want to spray this one with water and get like the oxide stuff happening. Okay. This is a really way to get out of a good way to get out of a funk, you guys. Like if you're not feeling it and you're having a hard time, don't know what to make, have your bucket ready and get your rip strips out. I keep this one on my desk. You can always just pull that out and pull out some blank rip strips. And that's really plenty. looking at stickers, stamps. Oh, look at that. Okay. So our figs are ripe this year. Last year we didn't get any figs. They were all over the tree, but they did not ripen. And they just didn't get a chance because as soon as it freezes, the figs stop growing. And if you guys have a question, put them all in caps, okay? Just so yeah, Diane, this will help you with your buckets. Seriously, because it's a great time to sort through and say, okay, that's good for rip strips, and that's good for, that's a little bit of tissue, and that's, it's a great way to go through this stuff. Let's see. To be careful I don't bend something up. That sounds like my morning. Oh, anyway, the figs. So the figs, we got a lot of them this year. A lot. And, they have like a 3-day window in the tree. And then when the birds find them, it's over. Totally over. Because they'll come in like not skylarks. What are those other ones that are invasive here that are from the UK that don't belong? I can't think of what they're called. They'll come in a group and just like eat them all in a day. So I have to beat the birds to the figs if I want figs. And I've never had a harvest like this before. So I've been out there every day this week picking figs. And I made jalapeno fig honey jam yesterday. And then just fig jam the day before. It is so good, you guys. So good. And I got like 7 jars of it. It's a lot of work for 7 jars, though. It's a lot of work. Put these to the side. Okay, now I want to use like I really want it to be an oxide, like the ground espresso maybe. And just kind of touch it here and there. Maybe with this dark one. Starlings. Hey, Margalo. Welcome. I put that post on the Facebook or the YouTube, what's it called? The community page, so that you knew we were live. Because, last weekend was a 5th Saturday and it was a kind of a special. So I didn't know if you'd know we were here today. She's not on social media other than YouTube. So I'm just, hitting it here and there. I'll have to hit it with some glue too, just to give it some more darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come
Miriam.
to you again. Hey, Miriam. Hey, Mariah. How are you? Darcy said she somehow squirreled today and spent half the day figuring out how to use file folder. Oh, it's moving too fast. And Diane's crow is trying to use her bird bath. I want a pet crow. Bring me a pet crow. Okay, now I want to spray this or splatter water or whatever it is I'm going to do. So I've got water here. It looks like I need to refill. So what I want it to do is oxidize because I used oxide. And it should do some cool stuff there. I am going to get the glue here. Touch up some of these spots that I rubbed. Ooh, look what's happening here. It's turning purple underneath the... oh, no, that's the glue. Because it got re-wet? How bizarre. Well, that's cool. Okay, so just touching it up here and there. Or I could rip those pieces off and have some white. I mean, oh, I love the Do you guys see the color it turns with the ground espresso? You guys see that oxidization? That, I mean, it's beautiful. It's got like a blue in it almost. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's enough of that. So I'm going to punch my holes now and then decide what else goes on here, or if I want to leave them like they are and embellish them when I go to use them. There's a hole. Well, these are still wet, so I'm going to set them off to the side to dry and start on another set. And in the meantime, I'll decide if I'm going to add more to these, like a stamp, like a ticket, or that's probably a good idea, some numbers maybe, but they got to dry first. I don't have room on my desk. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more out here. You guys can use a new piece of chipboard, obviously like a full size. You don't have to use cutoffs. It's just, you know, we're making our lives easier by using these scraps. So this is a collage that was cut up, and this was the offcut, and it was just with scraps. So it's already a scrap project. It's got some crackle paste on it, and then I blew bubbles on it. So it's already got loads and loads of stuff going on, and I think that's great. Let's do some finishing on this, though. I have some stamps over here I can try to use on it, although it's not very flat because of the crackle paste. But I want to brighten it up a little. I mean, you know, we know I like it grungy, but maybe it needs, let me think for a second. Got some die cuts over here made from, oh, maybe it needs some of these. You guys know when you get a digital kit and you print it off and then you have all these extras that you didn't use, maybe that's good. Maybe a word that was left over from something. A sticker. Okay, let's put some finishing touches on this. And these are from Cheryl at the Torn Page. Let's just put some on here.
I am putting flowers that were cut out of a flower magazine
Eddie,
on one of them.
Oh, that's a good idea. Magazine pieces are great for this. Eddie, I have used Crackle in videos. I have compared Crackle in videos, but I've never done a specific just Crackle. We could play with mediums maybe during our next live, if you'd like.
Sharon, didn't you do one where you used like Elmer's glue for Crackle?
I did. And then one where I actually mixed some paste with some of my brown mediums, like walnut ink and stuff, and it ended up cracking. Well, these are cute. Little, you'll find these for like $1 over at the Torn Page. And she always has a lot in her stuff. I'm gonna cut those out. Just getting them out of the basket, you know. I usually I have a lot of digitals, but I don't use them a lot. But if I do print them out, I end up putting them on or in like envelopes with zippers. It's just, you know, a good way to go. So I'm going to just add these along here. Let's do this one. It's got a mitten. That's weird. Elmer's. Hey, Anne. I'm so glad to see ya. Have I missed anybody else? Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
If I haven't said hello to them, I have actually said hello to them in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to get it done.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of focused on so I'm going to start gluing some of these down, and I'm just going to use a glue stick because it can all be touched up later when I go to use it. So let's say such a good way to use this stuff up. And it's nice to have it to sit down and do, well, you know, I'm going to do that one crooked, to do a bunch of rip strips. Just, it feels good. It's freeing. It feels like you accomplished something, but you know, you got some art out of your soul, you know.
I think it's a good project for when you don't really know what you want to do. You just want to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I could sit and collage just pieces of paper on something all day long and be perfectly happy.
Well, you know, you weren't with me when I started that collage book, and I have a bin for that stuff, but that's for like bigger pieces. So this is great for all these little fussy bits that you're like, I really like that, but I don't know what to do with it, or I don't want to throw it away, you know.
Well, I kind of sort mine. I have, you know, my bigger pieces in one box.
Yeah,
then
me
I
too.
have the small ones that you could use on maybe multiple items in a different box. But then when they get down to bits, I use either oatmeal tub box for it or empty Clorox wipes. And those seem to work pretty good. And I have like a little tray I dump them in. And then I sort through and figure out what I can and cannot use.
I always have favorite pieces, because mostly what I have is pieces I've made starting from a blank piece of paper, whether it's from gel printing or, you know, just everything. You can also use your die cuts and do like frames on them, which is a great way if you're going to be cutting them off. So maybe this rusty lock, if I can get it to stand out right there. I'm tearing up my glue stick because it's got a little crack paste on it.
Mariah said that P picks up pieces off the floor and glues them together.
Yeah. Well, and the point was to put away some stuff today and go through these, because I needed to challenge Eddie with this project as well. We were talking about it when we had our play date, and you know, I'm going to quit there. I'm going to trim this up, and then what I'll do is go in and maybe when it dries, do a little bit of stenciling over it in a light color so it breaks that up, but it still shows through and it brightens it up a little bit. Just a little pouncy, you know. So I'm going to let this dry. Let's trim it though. You can have things hanging off the edge if you want, or you can keep them, you know, trimmed up nice.
Yeah, I've already trimmed mine up. I figured it was better to work with what I actually had.
You can actually take them straight to the gel plate too, after you get them to a certain stage that you want to do that.
Yeah, I did get a stripper out, and I have used that to add some texture.
I have this stamp that's still in the package that I would like to use, and it kind of matches that stencil. I have a project coming up where I need this, so I'm going to make some strips up that I may or may not decide to use on the project. It might be another.
Hi, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi, welcome. All I see on Google is too small. What do you mean, Julie? Diane enjoys collaging images prior to doing the image transfer. Took a little cityscape under the arm. Yeah, it is fun.
I loved that print. That gel print was gorgeous. I kept going back and looking at it. Did you see it, Sharon? The one that Diane posted that transferred so well. It even had a little doggy on it.
The one with all the detail.
Yes.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Gorgeous. And I commented on it. Okay, so I got to start with a base. And I want one that's going to show up. So I'm going to use one of these ones this time. Maybe I'll just put them next to each other and do them at the same time. So I'm not even going to put this on a stamp pad. All I'm going to do, because this is the first time I'm using this, so it's a great time to use it on something like this so I can break it in, check it out, see how I like it. You know, when you get a new product, rip strips are the way to go. Okay, so I want something. I want to see if my gold will show up. And then maybe some blue. Black. Wait a minute. I think I have some. This is an old terracotta colored stamp. Try that one.
And Diane, I would have squealed if I pulled that too. I would have, for sure.
I want to.
She said she may have squealed.
Oh yeah, I'm not good at the image transfer. I still need to master that.
Maybe that's something we need to try to do.
Yeah. It's funny. I commented on somebody's post today. Gel printing is not like riding a bike. It's almost like each time you do it, you have to warm up and remember. I find I don't, because I pull it out and then I make 1,000 papers and then I don't pull it out again for a while, you know, and like every time I have to relearn. Yeah, this way. I don't know why I went so wide on the ink there. This is also a great time to like say, I have some watercolors that I got for Christmas that oh, look how good it is. Some watercolors I got for Christmas that I really haven't played with yet. This would be a good time to do it.
Bye, Darcy. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye, Darcy. I'm so glad you made it today. It was really nice to have you. Let's go right here. There we go. Oh, that's good. I don't like that straight edge right there, so I'll have to cover it up. I like the color. All right, so we didn't use the gold. That'll be something else. I like the stamp. No, thank you, Darcy.
That stamp is cool.
Yeah, I really like it. I have a project in mind. I'll just tell you, I really want to do a circus sculpture book in the shape of a circus tent. Really, really. So then what if I came in here with this in a different color and then sprayed it something that would oxidize, perhaps. Maybe we'll go back to that ground espresso. So it gets kind of splotchy. That's what we want. And I think this one is a different size. So I'm going to go where I wasn't. Let's do the stars too. Why not? Want it nice and dark, so when I go to spray it, it's nice and oxidized. So here. More.
Diane, I'm sorry you're not feeling well.
Oh, what's going on with you? Are you still getting over COVID? I'm sorry.
COVID. It wants to hang on at my house.
Oh, it's Diane Bell.
Yeah,
Diane Bell. Diane, Australia. She's here too. She had COVID. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so then I want to take, gosh, I need to refill that. A little bit of water and see if I can get some splotchy oxidizing going on. Ooh, you guys might not see it on the camera, but a little bit more. Oh yeah, that totally did it. That's cool. I like the stars there. And you can finish these at any level that you want. So I may decide, hey, I like that, and I don't know what else I want to do to it. So I'm going to go ahead and hang it up. Or you can add more, you know. You could do some doodling on it. Anything you want. I really like what's happening here. That's good. And those were just offcuts. So in case you weren't here at the beginning, these can be used for anything. In your collage, your junk journal, your art books, your anything you want. Tucks, bands, tickets, bookmarks, obviously. Just anywhere you'd like. And that's so nice. I like what's happening there. Okay, let's put those away. Is this dry? This is dry. Okay, these are dry. So let's move that. Let's decide what else goes here. I love this. They do look really old. So maybe I take a bit of green here, and I'm just going to kind of go over those wrinkles, get something happening there. Over the wrinkles. Maybe purple on the other one, since we were looking at that purple blue earlier, and it really brought out all those colors. I'm going to use a sponge. I hope you feel better soon, Diane. Thank you. Are you leaving us, Diane? Oh, yeah. Australian Diane says, thank God for art, because, you know, she's been sick.
Yeah, it does help you get through when you really don't feel well. It gives you something to look forward to.
I can't art when I don't feel well. I wish I could, but it's like my creative brain is not on. I don't like that. So I'm just...
And you know, I crafted the whole time I had COVID.
That's amazing.
I mean, I was up here in the craft room. I put stuff, I brought the, like the folding tray, the TV tray up here, and I put it beside the bed, and I kept something on there to do. I watercolored laying down.
That's hard.
Call myself the lazy crafter.
So maybe a bit of this in these flatter spots next to these, just to add another layer of fun. In the brilliant gold, if it'll show up, we'll see. It's this archival pigment gold. I've had it for ages, but sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. Oh yeah. And then I can actually go in the center and fill that star in. I mean, there's no reason or rhyme to what I'm choosing here. It's just, why not? It's in front of me. That's what I'm using.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I cleaned my desk off because I got the new chair, and we got a new mat, which keeps me from running over the fringe on the wool rug. So I've got to be better about that. Now I don't have any excuse for running over it and wearing it out.
So I'm just filling this in. It's not really showing up. How about with black? We could do that. Where's my fine liner? Come on, I just had it. There it is. So there's a star in the center of this. I just want to highlight. Where it'll show up. Kind of. It's not really working. It doesn't want to on the ink. All right, that's going to irritate me. I'm not patient enough for that. Let's get, I've got markers over here. Why not?
Debbie, I think that that's true of a lot of people finding, people on the internet when they were sick or when you couldn't go out and do things. Before that, I just watched whatever we were watching downstairs. That's what I would watch. And when I started doing that, I thought, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, we've all, because we were home with COVID or, things happened in that time frame. I think we all made friends, new friends in our lives. This one might be darker.
And there's some debate about whether the friends you have through your YouTube buddies and stuff, if they're real friends or not. And I would say that they definitely are real friends.
Yes, they are.
They're as real as my friends that I see in person.
Yeah, I believe that too, because I mean, I feel like we are more open with strangers online when we become friends. Honestly, we're less self-conscious about it. Maybe I don't know the way to put it.
Well, it gave you a safe space.
Right, that's what it is.
Really
it's a safe space.
It gave a safe space for you to be in and not be concerned about, whether it was going to affect your health or not.
Or feel judged. Yeah. So those two.
I used to worry about people judging me, and, they can judge me if they want to. I just choose not to play along. I just don't feel like I have time for that. Life's too short,
It is. And I think we've all realized that life is too short also between this whole event. We realize life's too short. So we need to learn to not let what others think of us bother us, or it's none of our business what they think, So there's been a lot of personal growth for many people where they, your sound got weird, Lisa.
I'm not surprised that my sound got weird. My voice is weird. I don't know if you've noticed it.
Well, no, you sound like you're in a tin can right now. I don't know why.
I'm not real sure either. I know my phone is getting rather hot.
We've had trouble with her tech today, and that's why we're almost late. Okay, so I have these out of that favorite book of mine, and these are some of the headshots for the talkie movie actors and actresses that are tiny, and these are really perfect for this if I want to add a focal point because they're so small. So it is a good time to use all those really little things like this, and maybe I shall just with one of them. And then I'll have the other one, say I'm doing a journal and I decide that this goes with it, then I can use both of them in that journal and one can be used for something else. So I'm just cutting these apart and then I'll decide which ones I want to add.
Hi, Paula.
So she's cute.
Paula snuck in.
Yay. Anne said people could be more open, but also can be much uglier. Yes. Or they can be not themselves. That you're either going to find honest people that are kind and good, or you're going to find those ugly people that are probably lying about who they are.
Well, there is that possibility anytime that you're interacting,
exactly,
without physical, there being a physical contact.
Right.
There is that possibility.
Yep, that's so true. Mariah said tiny talkie heads, and yes. So I could do them this way, or I could do them this way. And I think maybe I'll do them this way, and I am going to take her name off of there. Sometimes it's nice to leave that on there, but sometimes it's not necessary. So I just put her right there. use the regular glue.
Tracy loves the headshots.
They are fun. They're so tiny that I have to find projects for these tiny ones because there's a lot of big ones in the book too. But then they'll be where they've almost filled up space. That doesn't look like it's connected. It's not. And so they'll have these in the middle of the page or the top or the bottom just to even up space. Okay, and then let's do, so she's on there. Let's do her. They're so cute.
They remind me of the little booths you used to get in, at the beach, or if you went to a carnival or a fair or something like that, where you could go in the booth and get the little strips. Yes.
Yeah.
We have quite a few of those, and we were somewhere. It was when we were in Scotland. They had a booth, and I looked at Bill and I started laughing. I said, "Let's do it." He said, "I don't think so."
You didn't do it?
No, he didn't. He
Him,
didn't
right?
want to do it.
Oh,
but he did. He doesn't like his picture to be made.
I don't either. I just don't feel like it looks like me at all.
He got it honestly. His dad was the same way. If you ever caught his dad smiling and you got a picture, he'd look at you and give you this grim kind of, he would give you a nod, but it was like, you shouldn't have done that.
I feel like you have to capture me in person to get what I really look like or what, like a candid shot, because if you ask me to smile, it's over. Like I just don't look like myself. I'm a very
that's what
person.
Bill does. That's what my Bill does. And his dad was just like that. And I've got a couple of pictures, and I look back on him, and he's smiling. And it was only because I had fed him bacon and waffles. Hey, food gets things done. I'm telling you, it does.
Oh, I'm. Last night I had made a pulled pork as well. And last night I made pulled pork sandwiches with, I like this so much I'm having a hard time deciding where this goes. Pulled pork sandwiches with that pepper jelly that I made, and sliced Havarti. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
I imagine it was.
Yeah, he's been spoiled lately. I've been cooking up a storm. Okay.
Yeah, if I cook 2 or 3 good meals in a week, it's like, do you know how lucky you are?
That's just it. I make enough leftovers for him, and I cook a few really good meals, like super gourmet meals, and then he has good leftovers all week. He gets sick of leftovers though, because I make enough for an army.
Yeah, I batch cook. I will cook in I can't get used to not cooking in quantities, because that's the way I learned to cook.
Yeah.
And I mean, I come from a family, there was 6 of us, so we made big pots of everything.
Yeah.
But if I make soup or spaghetti sauce, I always make and put in the freezer now. And if I put it in a yogurt container, it's just enough for us to have another meal off of. So, if we decide we're going to have spaghetti that night, he grabs the can or the container of yogurt that's marked spaghetti and brings it on up and throw it in the microwave, and we're eating in 5 minutes. So.
I don't generally put them in the freezer, because then that's like the kiss of death for them.
Oh no, we don't do the kiss of death. No, we have to rotate those things out.
I mean, I do put some things in the freezer, but it's not very often. And I have to mark him and then tell him, or take it out and make sure that he takes it. How about some feather stickers on here? That would be nice.
Feathers would be cool.
Just like with these girls, that's kind of too big.
With that girl at the top, it'd look cool to have a feather coming out of her hat.
I bet I have some smaller ones somewhere here. Let's go here. This is a great time if you forget to use things like stickers, or your stamps aren't getting any use, this is a great time to do that. Just, get them out, play with them, give them a shot. Let's see what I have here. Those feathers were out because they were in a box of stuff I was using for a project. So I also have these, which are really nice.
Diane said she needs to clean her refrigerator and her freezer, but it's just too hot. I understand that. We generally try to clean ours in the wintertime. But yeah, we try to do that. So if there's, we try to use down what's in it, and what's left in it, we take it and put it in tubs and take it outside when it's freezing cold outside. So we usually do it in the wintertime. But we've gotten lazy. We do it with the hairdryer now. We used to do the hot water thing. And it's like, now, no, we're not doing that.
I don't need to do that to mine. It doesn't get frosty. Okay, so she's getting a daisy, which incidentally, daisies and poppies are my favorite flowers. So I love it. Julie, you should, take them out, slap them on the rip strip, see what happens, like your stickers. I can't do it. I cleaned out my closet this week. I pulled out so many things, like, the giant trash bags, the big ones.
Like the contractor bags, the black ones?
Yes. I pulled out 3 of those out of my closet. Stuff that I've been holding on to for years, thinking, oh, I'm going to lose weight,
I don't assume that anymore, because it seems like I lose it and then I just gain it right back. So, or something.
Oh, me too.
Stops working, and then I'm kind of like trying to recover from not being able to walk and move around. But I have been doing better. I haven't been eating sweets or the carbs like I was there for a while.
I try so many different fad diet pills, like not like hydroxycut, but like natural stuff. I'm always doing that. But I don't notice any difference at all. It's a menopause thing, and that's just all there is to it.
Yeah, well, been there, done that.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't get a shirt, but I got a hefty bill.
What's that?
I said, I've been there and done that. I didn't get a shirt, but I did get a bill.
Okay. So maybe some of these guys right here, these little round ones that I have. This is one of my favorites. But these little round ones, I think I got for Christmas, and they're like little mandalas, and they're just the right size for this project. And then these kind of PM Artist Studio stencils are great for this. The strippers are great for this. And
I've used, let's see, I used my rose strippers that are Carrie's, and I used the, let's see, I think it's the Matista stripper on some.
Debbie, I see you're seeing my Big Fat Greek Holiday. Did you get to see my Big Fat Greek Wedding? Was it Debbie's comment up there? Because we talked about it recently.
Well, Paula said something about cooking, like she was cooking for my Big Fat Greek Wedding. And I was laughing to myself. I said, I guess she made a butt cake.
A bunt.
A butt cake. And I said it that way because when Zoe was little when that movie came out, and she come to the kitchen, she said, Mom, can you make a butt cake? I said, butt cake? She said, yeah, like on my Big Fat Greek Wedding. I said, honey, it's a bunt cake. It's BUNTBT. She said, oh, I misunderstood. He said, but I'd still like a cake.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, I'm going to use one of these. I think this one is the chicory. So I want the one that is, if I can find it right now. If it's not downstairs, there it is. My walnut ink water pen. Because I want to go around these pictures here. I want to just kind of darken up the edges, give them some color if I can. Now, I should have done it before I put that sticker on because it's going to prevent that, really. But I just want to give it some messy, sort of, kind of go off to the side here. Yeah, this is a great time to whip out those watercolors too. You know, you can go in and just do some mark making, some doodling, you know, go for it. And let's see if I can get any of this that's not under a sticker. Let's see. Yeah, we were talking about my big fat Greek wedding last time, weren't we? Or it was in PM's live. I can't remember where. It was pretty funny. Let's take that out a little bit more because I like what it's doing to that ink.
I think everybody's hungry. We're talking about food. Okay,
It just happens.
Miss Palette, when I cook rice, I could cook 2 cups of rice instead of 1 because that'll make 3. That'll go with 3 different meals. So, you know, and I cook a full box of spaghetti and I split it and put half of it in the freezer.
My husband needs a lot of calories. So, yeah, that happens at my house too. A lot of rice, a lot of pasta, and I usually skip that for myself.
Yeah, I mean, if we're having spaghetti, I use, sometimes I'll use French green beans or either the steam packs, and I'll use green beans or I'll use roasted vegetables with it. I don't use the spaghetti itself.
So I'm super happy with these. I'm going to leave this one blank so that I can add more to that later. And I'm going to leave that the way it is so I can add more to go with whatever project I'm working on.
Wow, Eddie, how many are you feeding at your house?
Now this one. Maybe this one gets... No. Maybe this one gets just a couple stamps and then I'll hang that one up. Or let me see what I've got over here. Oh, maybe this. This is a sticker that I've been hoarding because I really like it. So maybe I need to put some of that on there. It goes with the whole circus theme. To add some here. Okay. When it's hubby's turn to cook, it's a takeaway. Yeah. It's very rare that, unless we're on a road trip, it's very rare that we like order pizza or whatever. But when I don't want to cook, I will message him and say, honey, will you cook tonight? And that usually means, can I order pizza? Should we see what you're doing? You guys want to see what she's doing here?
You want to see what I've done?
Let's put you up. There we go.
Let me turn them so they're not.
I love how colorful they are. They're amazing. Now, what did you use?
Okay. I just used the scrap pieces on these 2. They have, I put flowers on them for magazines.
Uh-huh.
And this one is mostly just a few variations, but I used a couple of strippers on that one.
Uh-huh.
And then here is the one where I put like some flowers, and that's a flower I cut with the Cricut today. I was so proud of myself. I've taught myself how to get it set up. I set it up all by myself with no help. So I was proud of myself.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's her blade's dull, but you know, it's sitting getting dusty at her house. So I told her, I said, bring that thing over here. It's lonely.
Well, that's really cool. I thought it was
But
your other daughter that went out that had it. I didn't realize it wasn't
no,
in the house already.
the other daughter, my oldest daughter, just lives 5 minutes from us.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah,
How nice.
like if she gets up and her dog's not acting right, she'll call and say, "Grandma needs to check on the baby." And I said, "Okay." I'll go over there and walk her, give her extra couple of walks, if she's not acting right. But yeah. But she had it, and she used to make stuff all the time. But she works 12-hour days in school, so she don't have time to do any of that extra stuff.
Debbie said her husband refused to eat leftovers till he had to cook every day for a year when she was unwell, so he changed his mind. Okay, Julie. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Well, my husband used to fuss about meatloaf, and I said, unless you want to eat out. And yeah. I mean, most of the time we do eat at home, and I love to cook, so I don't mind it at all.
I treat it like art. If I'm not up here, I'm in the kitchen usually.
Well, they know I'm sick if I will not go to the kitchen. That's how people know I'm really, really sick. If I don't drag myself to the kitchen. Any other time, I will go to the kitchen and make something happen.
I don't know what else I want to do to this at the moment, so I'm going to leave it like this. And then, I'll pull it out at another time, which is totally fine. What did I do with my ring? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I need to start another one. Doing different styles here.
I like that one.
I really like it too. I think it'll go with a circus theme. And it'll be nice to finish off. But it's a great background. It's a good start.
Do you have Miriam's circus stencil?
I don't. No.
That would be nice to have, so you can make the little carrot. You could put the different little pieces in.
Yeah, break up the characters. Yeah, I would love that.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, this needs lightened up somehow. So what I'm going to do is pull out a small stencil here and just kind of put it on with a sponge, just bounce it around. It's got tickets. Let's see. Something that kind of goes with it. No.
You still haven't found your rings, Eddie? Eddie hasn't found his rings yet.
Rings?
Are you talking about the rings that she puts the different strips on?
Oh, the binder rings, right?
Yes. I have some, but it doesn't occur to me at the moment where they might be. I have them in the kitchen, and
easily lost.
Here,
that's what they are. Easily lost.
They're lost. Yes.
Very easily. So in the end, this is going to have, let's see, it's got crackle, bubbles. Yeah. The original was collage. The tabs or the little these little things.
Bye, Ann.
Oh, bye.
Enjoy your dinner. I'm having leftovers.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. We're gonna have the pepper jelly pork sandwiches again tonight.
I would like to just zoom on over and share that with you. Yeah, definitely.
I'm telling you, that fig jalapeno honey jam is like the best pepper jelly I've ever had. It is the best combo.
I definitely think it sounds really, really good.
I'm a pepper. I love pepper jelly. I'm not a big spicy food fan, but when you add sweet to it, it's just different, and I love it. And I've tried every kind of fruit mixed with jalapeno gel, jalapenos. So I'm thinking fig is definitely my favorite. Okay, I need white paint that's going to be pretty opaque. So I'm going to grab just some, oh my gosh, let me grab it real quick here. I want white or cream.
Hey, Eddie, I do have a plain look. I'm leaving on a jet plane.
You sing it. I'm looking for something here. Something light, something that'll go. Maybe this one's, I hope it's opaque enough. This sort of, I just want to break up all that busyness because it's got so many layers. But sometimes you just got to get back to, if it's got too many layers, you got to get back to where you were and add some plain,
Is that like a khaki color?
It is khaki. That's exactly what it's called.
That's exactly. I have ordered the color mocha, which I love, and they keep sending me khaki. And I finally said, dang it. And I went to the store and I was able to get it. Yeah.
It's pretty thin.
I guess that's what you get when you order your paint with your groceries.
That's exactly what I did. How'd you know?
Hey, Walmart delivers.
Exactly. I'm going to use this.
Well, if Amazon don't have it, things Walmart. Like that, I would order from Walmart.
Isn't that the truth?
And the guy told me, he said, this don't feel like groceries. I said, it's not. Because all he delivered that day was non-groceries.
Yep. Once in a while. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my golden, it's so smooth, golden modeling paste over this effervescent. I'm going to have to get a baby wipe out.
That's my favorite stencil you got right there. I've worn mine out.
I haven't hardly, it's a little one. It was a gift. And I really need to get the big one, I think.
I've got the big one. But I have cut it. It's the first one I ever cut because I tore a piece in it, and I said, well, shoot. Maybe I said that. Something close to that.
I'm going to have to put this on like a baby wipe or something. Crackle paste back over the top would be good too. Over a stencil with large spaces. So the crackle shows, but it's kind of broken up now. It's good. I like that. And
yes, Eddie, it was a sugar biscuit moment. I didn't cry though. I will say I did not cry.
I'm going to wipe it off. I had to re-wet my stencils. I haven't been using them. It gets so hot up here. Do you guys hear my AC at all? I think my camera.
No, I'm not hearing it.
Out, but
I'm not hearing it. Hey, Tracy, we are our housekeepers. Every Thursday morning I get up and I do toilets and bathrooms and the kitchen. Yeah. And I dust, and then he vacuums and does the floor.
That's so nice. He helps you.
No, he does it because the doctor told him to.
That's right. He's still doing it.
It's really sweet though. When I had the brain aneurysm in 2012, the doctor told him that I'd never be able to vacuum again, and he winked at me. But Bill didn't see him wink. But he don't let me strain to pick things up or do that. So.
Oh, that's funny. I got to choose some more here. I'm going to get some different kinds out. This is from a alcohol ink over gesso on the gel plate. And I don't want to use that. I haven't used scrapbook paper in ages. These have been in here for quite a while. I just want to, that one's kind of pearly. That's fun. So, Eddie, have you started pulling out your stuff yet? Are you working on it? This is a challenge for Eddie. We talked about it. So that he can make some rip strips too. And I'd like to challenge all of you. I should use that. To make some rip strips because we'll be giving away the special digital that Cheryl created. I should put those in Eddie's, all the packages I need to top off over there.
Mariah said, yeah, Eddie, have you pulled your stuff out?
Well, he was going to do it already. Sure. And I told him to wait because I was going to challenge him tonight or today. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. He did make some strips yesterday, and he's working on getting his rings to put them on.
How about a nice wide one? I'm just trying to get out some. I have an idea to use some of these small strips that I have in this gold bread pan. So
Use
I'm gonna
those end page ends. Do something with those page ends that you got in there.
What page ends?
The little composition book ones, like
this.
The one right on the top, at the top. Look at the top left. The paper like that you pulled out of a composition book, or a.
Oh, you mean these little pieces?
No, the little ragged thing.
Ragged.
The little raggedy piece.
How do I not see what you're talking about?
You're holding it in your hand. You're holding a piece of it in your hand.
This stuff?
No, what you just laid down at the top.
Okay, we must have a lag.
Maybe.
That? Yeah, there must be there's a piece of rose
Oh,
paper.
Eddie.
What did he do?
Eddie said he hadn't seen his stuff in years.
His papers, right?
Well, I don't know which. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm just gonna leave that one alone and say it's all good.
Oh. So I am pulling out some things.
Yes, Mariah, the edge of the spiral bound.
Okay, yeah, I did pull those
scrap
out.
pieces of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because I have an idea, those actually go with what I would like to do next. I pulled out that wider piece of paper. So there's a plan.
I'm not sure. I think Mariah's going in the chair.
Mariah, what did you do? Are you allowed to say it out loud?
It had something to do with the
Eddie not seeing his bits.
Eddie stuff. It definitely had something to do with Eddie's stuff.
Okay, so I want to take this wider piece here, and this is probably as wide as a rip strip should be because you want it to hang on your thing. So I might make it a little shorter and then put it at the back. But the reason why is I would like to line these all up in like stripes and do like a stripey thing. So I'm going to cut it shorter. This will be a jumbo rip strip right here. So if I do like why did I get pink out? That's not happening. Do every other here. Can go in my barrel or my bucket. So these are light colors. Here's a matte piece that can go kind of in the middle. There's another matte piece. How convenient. There's a red and white stripe. I can put that in the middle. And then I've got these pieces are white. So what I'm going to do is layer them in stripes. Black, 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 black.
Oh, I like that.
Strip. That. That's for another rip strip. That's for another rip strip. I need more colors, apparently. Well, I do have, I can add some of these long skinny pieces that I keep in here last. So I'm going to glue this down first. And then I'll be covering that. So maybe my red and white stripes will show. Maybe. What kind of glue am I using this time? Because I'm kind of thinking I need better glue. I'm going to use this. My desk is a disaster right now, but I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun?
Yes, we're having fun.
Okay. Raise your hand if you're having fun. And while I'm asking that, I would also ask, please take a moment to give a thumbs up. And if you had fun today, it would be really awesome if anybody got on and shared the video. That, and then tag me, because that will also get you that free digi that was created for us by Cheryl. So you can, there are two ways to get it. It would be to share my channel. Although I have lots of amazing friends here and I'm not concerned about, growing fast or whatever. That's not what it's for. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't like to do that, but I just want you guys to know you're enough. It feels like a group of friends, You guys are awesome. So I used that kind of glue because I have some weird edges here. And that's fine.
Eddie said, "Okay, let's pass the offering plate." We need a love offering. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just send me a hug or buy my new journal when I post it. That's nice. And I really have two that I need to do a flip through still. You know why I drag my feet on those? It's hard to say goodbye to them. And it's also hard to say, oh, it's done. I'm not going to add another thing because I just keep adding and I need to stop. I'll do a flip through and go, oh, well, it needs this and it needs this and it still needs some of this. And I'm terrible about that. So which side here? Let's go this way. And I could put all these down and then trim it into a strip too. Oh, it's really fun, isn't it? I want to go this way. I love it. Could use your fun scissors like this.
Hi, Colleen.
Hey, Colleen. I'm so glad you made it. We're just playing with rip strips right now. And having fun. Looking for Eddie's bits.
They're asking about Eddie's shirt. When he's going to get a shirt.
Well, I have these envelopes here and they are almost full. You know me, I feel like I have to fill them completely. But they will be going out at the beginning of the week this week. So I know what I'm putting in the rest of it. And it was something I had to finish first. I know I'm a slow mailer, but I would rather have super exciting full packages. And I'm just crazy like that. I know. It's been really fun to pack them. I mean, they're big envelopes.
Eddie said not to rush her. He wants the full package.
He wants it all.
I don't blame you, Eddie.
Your sound.
You need that shirt to wear so that you'll stand out when you're in the naughty chair.
That's right. I should send a dunce cap with it, right?
Yeah, I thought we talked about that.
We did. We did.
And if she doesn't send it, Eddie, you got to make your own.
The dunce cap?
We're all ready for this. And Mariah might even need to send that boa that's falling apart in the closet. He may really, really need to get dressed up for this.
Your sound got weird again. What happened that's different?
My voice is fading.
No, I mean, it sounds like you're in a tin can.
Well, it's not a tin can. It's a good size room. Actually, the room that I'm in
Oh my God.
is what was the original master bedroom on this house plan. It had 2 kid rooms downstairs and then the master bedroom upstairs.
She doesn't understand me, you guys. That's pretty funny. Sorry. Ground control to Major Tom. That's what Diane said. Ground control to Major Tom. I've been singing since the sad passing of Sinead O'Connor. I've been singing Nothing Compares to You every day while I do my housework loudly. I used to sing that at karaoke and it was quite requested. and it's a song that you sing with your soul. So it's just been going through my head since she died. Like I can't get it out of my head. It's one of those ones, you know.
An earworm.
And yeah, definitely. But I just think it's because she died, and you know, she's with me momentarily. That's all. Just thinking about her.
Yeah.
Somebody should.
It's hard when somebody's so talented, leaves too early.
Well, she was living a sad life. She had just posted on TikTok like 10 days before she died too. It's like we still don't know how she died. And apparently her son committed suicide 2 years ago, her teenage son. And yeah.
Does that not sound like Lisa Marie in a way? But I mean, everybody around her knew that she had a problem, bless her heart.
Who?
Lisa Marie Presley. She was great.
Oh, yeah. And
started doing some heavy stuff. So,
Yeah. Oh, I found some dark. So I've got this one that was that I had trimmed off of something that I had stacked up. So it's actually 2 pieces of paper and it looks like a shadow, and that's pretty cool. It's thick. And I'm going to add some weird little pieces like that here. So that, maybe I can use it like this. I could use it like this. I could cut it up and maybe put a label on it, or it's just fun. So this is thicker. Oh, it's polka dots on the back. I think I like the polka dots better. I think it's going to go right there. So I'm going to use a heavier glue. That was my point. I have a point. Squirrel. That's the edge. Sorry, I had a pin in my mouth. That's why my sound got weird. Okay, and then I have this other weird piece that I can add right here. I should have trimmed it first. I'm just going to do this. That's the edge. All right. Yeah, these are fun. I mean, it's just great to use your stuff up, and it feels good. Especially new mediums, or mediums that you are getting old, or, getting too thick to use, or get them out. It's a great place.
Yeah, you're right, Diane. She really wasn't doing well, and the people around her just didn't know what to do for her, I don't think.
No, and she was really depressed about her son.
Yeah.
And she was, and she had other kids that were in trouble and weren't talking to her. And I know that was a big part of it.
Yeah. It's really sad.
I don't know who that is, Julie. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Oh, yeah, Eddie, wouldn't it be fun to sit at a huge round table and make rip strips, just swapping scraps, and, hey, give me a little piece of that, and I can totally see that. That would be fun. And everybody could do them differently. I mean, I would love to see everybody's different style doing this, because, it would show, or how maybe you want to try a new style, and this is a good way to do it, because you're, they're just teeny tiny little pieces, and you're just trying to use up scraps. So you're trying something new. And it's very wet. Okay, I'm going to look at me throwing stuff away.
Yeah.
Come on now. I threw something away. So I have pieces.
Wait, come back.
Yeah, no, I cannot look through the garbage. That is not allowed.
When I go downstairs to the man cave, My husband says, "Don't look at my recycle bin. Don't look at my recycle."
Oh, mine
bin."
does weird stuff like that too. He knows. I mean, he's like, no, no, don't look in there. When he's like cleaning out the garage, or I mean, that's rare, but you know. So he brings me stuff home from work. Hey, do you want these washers? Hey, what can you do with these big pieces of paper? You know, so he's just as, I mean, he knows me. He does not bring me flowers. You know what he brings me? His trash from work.
That's too funny.
It is. So on this one, I don't think I want to, it's very textured and it's very wet right now. I don't want to stamp on it. I don't think it's smooth enough. It's very cool though. I mean, can you picture, or you could cut it this way, or you could, you know, make some little clusters with it. It's very cool. I really like it. Maybe I have something kind of decorated that can go on it right here. Washi tape. You can do washi tape. Okay. Embossing, like heat embossing. That's what that is. That's a strip that I heat embossed. And it was cut off. Let's see. That's cool.
I can see that across the bottom of it.
Goes with it. What? This?
The piece that you just had in your hand?
You're way behind, aren't you?
I may be.
Yeah. I want something that matches.
And I don't know why. I shouldn't be.
You just need to refresh, I think. There's usually a lag between StreamYard and YouTube. You know what? I have this that came out of an old magazine, and I actually made something for Bill, and I used the rest of this car ad. And look at it. It's a strip. It's already collaged on a piece of book paper. And what if it became part of this? Like, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it.
Do it. Do it.
I cut it off there, and it's like a road, really. Look at that.
Yes, exactly. That is cool.
I'm going to trim this out. Yeah, it is.
Now I'm caught up.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to, I mean, the best spot where I'm not covering anything really cool might be, I bet I'm covering those right there, because there's a roadmap. Right.
Oh, Colleen, that's so cool.
Right there.
She said that when she was designing the landscape for their house, that she was planning a pond, and her husband left and came back home with 50 big rocks to build the pond.
Oh,
said happy birthday.
Did he get him out somewhere in nature, or did he bring him from a place where you buy them?
He went up the hills to fashion.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
He knows you. I always say that when Bill brings this stuff home for me. He knows me. He brought me a weird, I mean, he just has things in his pockets, and he's like, hey, you want this? Or sometimes it's something big he drags home, like this computer.
Yeah, that was a nice thing right there.
Well, they got new ones at work, and Dan wasn't using these. So
well, it's good that they put it to good use, that's for sure.
Well, it's a really fancy touch screen, you know. It's like, and it's not very old. They just got a new system at work. And Bill is pretty well the only employee. He's finally training someone. I mean, he's been with Dan for a long time, and Dan should pay him more, but he gives us computers as bonuses now. He gave us 2 of them. Bill has one and I have one. Okay, so there it is. And then maybe I could go in with a gold marker if I can get it to, I mean, it's kind of wet right now, but like make some little road divider.
Colleen said that it was thoughtful, and Gary's priority was that it was free. He got them free. You know what they say? If it's not free, you pay too much.
They say that? Who said? Who's they? Wait, who's they?
That is a backwoods saying in
Oh,
North
okay.
Carolina. If it's not free, you pay too much for it. That's what the farmers in the western
That's
part
funny.
of the state will say.
That is funny. Okay, I gave him a little exhaust smoke trail. I put some little road dashes on there, and I don't know what else it needs, so I'm just going to punch a hole in it, and, well, I'm going to let it dry first. It's pretty wet. That's fun.
In the white part on the left side, maybe make a checker flag, like a cross checker flag or something.
I could.
Make it a race, like
Where's
it's a race one.
holes? Or maybe I go back in and look at another car ad and find something else to put on it that's from a car ad from the same style.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Hi, Martha.
Okay, so I'm going to put that back over here to dry. Hey, Martha. Welcome. Oh, a train. That is awesome. A train in a car race.
A train. That is a good idea.
That's a really good idea. See, what a great way to use up scraps that I shouldn't have even saved, honestly.
Don't say that, because you proved that they were worthy to be made into something.
That's right. Should I save this? Does it look like that's the back of the car, or but it looks like a label, doesn't it? How dumb that I need to save that. How dumb is that? I'm saving it. That's it. Okay, let's get another one out. This time, I think I should use, because I haven't even gotten into here. This is, like small scraps, and this is tissue paper, and this is, a little bit of this and that. And these are from those boxes where I was trying to put things away from the big projects. So what I did was I broke them down into these 3 for today. So look, more boxes for projects. I actually went from like 9 boxes to 3 boxes though. So we're okay.
Very good.
Yeah. Let's use some of this, and we will put that on the back because it's the stars. I'm going to cut it in half.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do one of each, and then glue some of these tissue gel prints. Oh, I definitely want to use and find some textures, like some thin textures, and then we'll maybe spray it. I don't know. Looking for the right colors here.
I sprayed the other day. I guess you saw my paper.
Which
and
paper?
I didn't get it all over the place. Just on the paper.
I usually use a box.
I do have a box.
Because I'm messy. I have some fun tissue here. Let's use these. They're cut off from, I was using another image on that magazine. So I do have some fun pieces here. No more of that gold swirly stuff. I have these pieces that are embossed and sprayed vellum. So they're like crinkly feeling and rusty looking. You hear that? It's nice. Let's see. There's another piece of that that's stamped.
Ooh, Diane, I bet that is smelly.
Smelly? Who's
Diane?
smelly?
Diane said that her husband brings her home huge pieces of beech wood from the beach, like most people would bring home shells.
Yeah.
And Diane Bell said that they brought a truckload of seaweed home to use for fertilizer, and it's really smelly.
I bet it is. I bet
my daughter uses something derived like that because it's pet friendly. But I walked in her apartment one day, and she's got a a bonus room that's a sunroom that's got windows on two sides. And that's where the lizard lives, and that's where all the plants live. And I was gagging. I said, "What is that
Oh my
smell?"
gosh.
She
In
said, "Oh,
her
it's my
house?
fishy. It's my fish emulsion."
Um,
I said, "Well,
well,
I don't want to be, doing that to my plants. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't think
just
you're
going to use
supposed to
the
have
other
that in the house, right? I mean, this is way more than enough. I'm gonna have to do 3. Aren't you just supposed to use that outside? I thought.
And no, it's for inside plants too.
Is it
The stuff
though?
the stuff she's using, it is.
I used to have a great big fish tank, and I had smaller ones for like breeding tanks. But I would always use the fish emulsion, the water, when I cleaned the tank, and vacuumed it out for all my plants. And they loved it. But it wasn't stinky when it was like a household fish tank. So I don't know. So I want to rip. I mean, this is already a collaged piece that came from a pack of paper.
Martha, you must be exhausted.
What's going on?
I know you're getting tired. Hopefully it won't bother him that his treatment was a little bit late.
Oh, I'm sorry, Martha. You've got so much on your plate. I'm going to throw that piece away. I don't like it. Okay, so these regular pieces of paper, let's see what we want to do with this guy here. What if I use these ones on here with the stars? That there. Maybe some of these over here. Those are in betweens. Maybe some of that. This was I found this in the box just now, but it's a rip strip that didn't make it onto the ring. And those are just stamps, like ink stamps that I have. And I just layered them over. If you have stamps and you don't drag them out very often, and they're just kind of messy and not convenient for you, you can stamp on the rip strips ahead of time, and then you have your stamps ready to go to glue down on stuff to remember to use them.
That's what. And somebody sent me in Happy Mail.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. I think I'll have to think who it was, but they sent me tissue paper or napkins, the back side of napkins that they had stamped. And I thought that was so cool that they had done that.
I've done that and sent off, and then also on the envelopes. I don't always do it. I used to do it all the time. But now I have so many things I want to send that that I don't always put that in there.
Well, the last thing I sent went to Ireland, and luckily the postmaster was out of the office, and the guy that was there, he said, "Do you come in here and send this stuff all the time?" I said, "Yeah." He said, let me tell you, take that back home and do this. And he said, "It'll save you $30. I said, "Okay."
So what'd you do to it? Take it out of or put it in a special envelope? What is the deal?
No, I wrapped it like a present. It wasn't a standard size, so it went as a small package, and the weight wasn't that great.
Oh.
But if I'd have sent it in an overnight or a 3-day box, priority box, it was going to be $80.
Wow.
Yeah. And when it got there, they would not deliver it to her house. She had to go to the post office to get it and sign for it.
Why?
Because it was an international package.
How dumb. I don't think it should be that difficult to mail stuff to your friends. They X-ray it, it's over,
I mean, I've sent stuff before, and that was the first time that had happened. But, I mean, we may be back over there next year. There may be another conference, so we may be going again next year. But still, I didn't want to wait. I wanted her to have it.
Yeah.
Bye, Diane.
Bye, Diane. Thank you. I know we've been doing
Yeah,
these.
we got about 10 more minutes.
Yeah. We've been going kind of short sometimes. And then last week we were busy with the sculpture book and we went a little long, making up for all those short days.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things where the project isn't ever really done. You just play until you don't want to play anymore. So I hope that you guys all get to try this if you haven't yet. Just trying to decide, because I can leave some of the stars showing. I love this. This is out of my spray box. It's a dictionary page that's pretty thin. It's got so many layers of spray on it, and it's just beautiful in person. I don't know if it shows up on camera or not, but I've been like hoarding every tiny little scrap of this, and I need to make some of this on purpose. Okay, so what if I put, let's see. Oh, I hate to rip it. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to put a little bit of that right there. Okay. I need to catch up on chat. Sorry, guys. You can easily get in the zone doing this, because you're allowing yourself to make ugly art or to, have unfinished pieces. It's just an opportunity to let go and let yourself just do what use your intuition and just do what feels right.
Exactly.
I love it when you've seen when people put the statement in the front of their art journal that says, I give myself permission to make ugly art. I don't have to like it, and there's a whole thing that people put in their journal. I think that's fabulous. I should do that in the beginning of an art journal. I think it's freeing, in fact. Okay, so that looks pretty cool, actually. Already, doesn't
It
it?
does. It looks very nice.
So this one is going to have the stars on the back, and I'm going to add in some turquoise and blue, kind of those colors right there. So it's stuff I use. This is from a paper bag. Pretty cool. I'm going to put it down lower. Okay. Yeah, so we'll try to get it at about 2 hours today. And then I'm probably going to sit here and play. And I hope that you do too, Lisa. Are you going to do that?
Actually, I'm going to go down and turn the race on.
It's raining here today, and we're having such a nice, beautiful day outside. It's been ages.
Hi, Lee.
Hey, Lee. Good to have you. Glad you made it. We're going to wrap up pretty quick here. But we're making rib strips today, and it's so much fun. I hope you get to go back and watch. Diane, are you Lee? Oh, I said goodbye, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You got her.
Sometimes it's hard because I'm clearly in the zone. Clearly. So this side has a bike. Maybe I'll save the bike for another one because I kind of want to use this. I kind of want to put for no reason at all. So it's a weird collage. Let's put some of this down first. I think this was Happy Mail, and I used the other part of it, and I think it might have come from Mariah. Put that there.
What time is it in Australia?
Yeah. It's like tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe this one goes here or just maybe there. So it's raining and it's super dark and beautiful today. And those are the days where I feel the most creative.
It's 7:55 on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So you having your cuppa?
I'm always having my cuppa.
I'm sitting here. You know,
I started drinking this a different coffee, and it's really strong. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna brush some on some cardboard because I had, all the cardboard that come in yesterday with my mat and everything in it. So I brushed some of it, and I am sitting here thinking, boy, I wish I had a cup of coffee because it smells
Sound
like.
got weird again. I don't know
It sounds
why.
like cream brulee. I think it's my phone. I really do.
You think so? You think it's because it's hot? That's probably it. Probably gets warm and starts to do that. We'll
Yeah,
have to have
it is hot. It is hot.
we'll
It's
have to
not
have a play date during the week where we can figure out how to use your other technology, because I actually figured something out playing with Eddie this week.
You did.
I did.
You did.
That came out wrong.
No,
Mariah,
I just took advantage of you. I'm sorry.
maybe Eddie figured
I'll
something
take
out
it on
playing
you.
with me this week.
Hey, Eddie, no, I have one. That was my favorite phone ever. It was like a grasshopper green. No, I do not have a flip phone. I have a Android, but it's only a Galaxy 10, so it is getting very old. Matter of fact, before we go to Scotland again, we will be getting new phones because they run it the whole time we were over there. But most people have Androids there rather than iPhones. Well, you know what, Eddie? My daughter has an iPhone that is not that old. She has the newest version, and all she's got to do is call and have it unlocked. I mean, she paid for it. So I've been trying to get her to do that so that I can have it. Maybe I can bribe her. I'll bribe her with bread.
There you go, bribe her. Oh, that's right. You've been making sourdough bread. Hey, your sound is very far away. Mariah, I was saying that these green pieces, I think were Happy Mail from you, and I used the rest of it and saved those little green bits. That's why I said your name. It's a really thick gel printed paper. I'm really liking that.
That
I'm
looks good. That looks really
These are
nice.
totally different styles using a totally different scraps, and I love it. It needs something here, something here, something here, to cover up where there were gaps. But I have an idea. I'm going to either use a bit of this, or I'm going to punch out or use some dyes on those little spots. I think I might be able to get away with a little bit of this. I don't like the straight lines though. Or
the reviews on those flip phones, the new Motorola's, are horrible at the States. The screens are breaking very easily.
really?
Yes, they're getting really bad reviews.
Well, it seems like when I see the commercials for those, I'm always thinking, isn't it going to get worn out in the middle? Because there's a screen in the middle, and I don't know how they did that.
Yeah, they're not getting good reviews, and they're not being noted for the durability either.
I want this to be different.
I live with a nerd. I keep up with things like that.
Okay, so you live with a nerd that can help you with your technology? Is that what you're saying?
If it's something he wants to do, of course.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to put right here, and I'm not finding anything that I want. Nothing that I want. Maybe I can go in with this stencil if it covers enough, or this one if it covers enough. And
the stamp that you were using, the Harlequin looking stamp.
That actually does go really well with it, doesn't it? Plus, I have the stencil that matches it. So there's the Harlequin stencil here. And then the stamp. And I got those for the circus journal that I would like to do. So I'm going to do that and use this. And maybe, what color? Maybe the green that I have there.
A greeny bronze, kind of a bronze, greenish bronze.
Right there. So let me see what I got. Something a little wild because I've got the green there. Maybe.
Hey, Diane, when my mom was still with us,
We gave her a flip phone, and we had her to memorize that, you know, if she wanted to, whichever child she wanted to talk to, whoever was born first was the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And that finally worked. I mean, she was having a time. And if anything came in, you know, garbage text or anything else to her, she would say, I don't know what's on my phone. So we had to
block all that and just make it where she could use it as a regular phone. What do you like on your toast, Julie Parker? She's having breakfast. She's got toast and coffee.
Well, I'm going to have some of that jalapeno jam.
I'd be having some jalapeno jam. I've got some sourdough bread made. I made it yesterday.
I'll share with you, and we'll put it on sourdough bread with cream cheese or a little bit of gorgonzola and walnuts. And sounds delicious. Okay, so I had a little green on my thing, and I was just trying to come up with sort of that color. I added blue and green together. Look at how I did that. Oh, good. Okay. Well, not good, but you know what I mean. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. This was really fun. I hope that you all get out your supplies, dust off stuff you haven't used, use up some scraps, sort some things, and make some rip strips. It is just so much fun. Julie had Vegemite, and I
Julie.
No,
I do not like Vegemite. Bless your heart. I know it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I wonder.
I tried it though. I did try it. It was interesting.
I would try it once. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it.
I'm
yes, I
try it twice to make sure you don't like it sort of a person. So, you know. I have to.
All right, Debbie. Thanks for coming by, and we appreciate everybody that stopped in to say hello. We want you to like and share with your friends, please.
Pretty please. And then don't forget, if you do a Texture Junkies inspired project between now and the 15th and probably forever, tag me, and we will make sure that you get one of these digital kits to use any way you like. Okay?
Yay!
Yeah, give me a tag. You can tag my name. You can tag Texture Junkies. I would prefer Texture Junkies, so I know. And you guys have a fabulous day. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you in the morning. Bye.
Bye-bye.